Hey peeps, I'm Nas. Welcome to NasTime Adventures. I'm here at the 4-wheel drive Supercentre in Dandenong. We're going to take the first look today at the Adventure King's Grand Tourer rooftop tent. This is the Mark III. I like to call it the version 2. It's completely different from the first one. Let's go shopping. So for everyone that's familiar with my channel, they'll know that I absolutely love the hard shell rooftop tent. I've even done a video on why I picked the King's rooftop tent. I've had a pretty good run overall and I've been really happy with the MK2, but as soon as I heard about the MK3 I just got really excited, couldn't wait, had to have it. And look at that, the colour looks absolutely fabulous on my camper trailer, perfectly suited. Let's have a good look around, guys. As you can see, a completely different design to the MK2. A flat roof compared to previously where it was kind of higher at one end and angled. I don't know if that was a bit more aerodynamic. The roof is actually quite solid. I've been quite impressed with it overall. The seals are definitely sitting a lot better and a lot firmer. The strut on the side, I was a little bit concerned about external struts, and mainly because I do a lot of desert tracks and that sort of stuff, and I'm worried about the dust getting in through the seals, but they look pretty well sealed and pretty heavy duty, so hopefully they hold up pretty good. Look, opening and closing already, I can feel these struts are a lot heavier duty. They're going to hold up a lot better than what they were before, and it's actually a little bit harder getting it down, but that can be a good thing, especially if you're loading up the roof. All the bits and pieces that you can see here pretty much had to be attached by me personally, so good thing about that is you can basically position them wherever you want. And you've got these little brackets here for the awning poles as well. You can adjust those so you get a bit more tension on it. One of the things I'm not overly impressed with, but the ladder mounts. These are the new ladder mounts, and the new ladder is actually a tad wider, and that is the old ladder mount. So they don't have spare ladder mounts at the moment. They're waiting for those to come in, but I've been able to twist the bolts around. As you can see, the bolts there were previously pointing out, and I was able to spin those around, and it actually fits the old mount quite well, so quite advantageous to have two entry points. So the latches previously were around the sides as well. That caused a little bit of a problem for me because I've got the awning at the side and I couldn't get it open, but thankfully everything's adjustable and I was able to bring them around the back. There you go, we've got it all set up now. Looking pretty good overall. I'm pretty impressed with it, but the sail I've noticed is probably a tad bigger than what it was previously. Some advantages, some disadvantages there. I'd say, look, a little bit more space to get under the weather. You can sit up there, take your shoes off and be a little bit more protected. I'd also say on a windy day it's going to catch a lot more air as well. But the awning definitely feels a lot heavier duty as well, so hopefully, and with the poles being a lot heavier duty than the last ones, I'll give you a bit of a look at the poles in comparison to the old poles. I reckon they're like twice as thick, so a lot more heavier duty. Obviously I haven't tested it in the heavy winds, so it would be interesting to see how it holds up and how much noise it actually makes. But for me personally, to be honest, I don't generally use the awning unless it's absolutely hammering down with rain. I just find it a bit of a pain to use anyway, and it's just another thing to set up. It is a better setup though. I like the positioning of the poles definitely a lot better. So with the awning before, it was a little bit awkward getting one of the poles in, and I know my mate Ed from Ed's 4-wheel drive and camping, he struggles to get one of his poles in on the side because of his awning. So this one actually feels like it sits a little bit higher, so it's got a little bit more clearance. There's a lot of little improvements that I've noticed on this one, like the positioning of the awning poles. Definitely the awning poles themselves are a lot heavier duty, a little bit more flex in them. I have bent the old poles a couple of times. You put a bit of tension on them and they don't always bend back as well as they should. These definitely feel a lot heavier duty, and they've still got the zips up there, so you can add the awning extension on it if you like. I've never actually used it, but it is handy to have. I'm quite impressed with the ladder. It's actually got a lot more foot space on it. Not absolutely wrapped in the colour, I prefer red personally, but definitely looks a lot better than the previous one. It feels a little bit heavier duty as well. It definitely slides a lot nicer as well. Little tip with that, keep it out of the sand, because sand is an absolute killer on these ladders, and it will ruin it quite quickly. Looking at the roof, it definitely feels a lot more solid. There is no movement in that. It's actually trimmed off at the edges, so a lot less chance of that coming down. My understanding is it's got a better insulation. It's like a honeycomb insulation. The mattress definitely feels much the same to me, so definitely I'm going to be upgrading that. I definitely like the idea. There's a couple of extra pockets. There's a couple of pockets at the front, a couple of pockets at the bottom end. There's two zips for threading power or wiring through, and that's handy. You've got the little Velcro latches on the doors, so you can roll it up and put the flaps doors out of the way. I noticed the awning's definitely a lot bigger, but those poles are amazing. They're a lot more solid. There's a little bit of wind today, so we've got a little bit of movement. I don't think there's anything that you can do to avoid that, but definitely feels a lot stronger. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this rooftop tent. They've made a lot of big and a lot of small changes to it, and I think it's going to make a massive change to the experience that you're going to have. So there you go, guys. If you like this review, please like, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really helps the channel out. Love to see you all again. Catch you next week. See ya.